biochemical tradition, we're not only aware of these diagrams, which are actually diagrams of the body, we're also aware of those who practice these dark arts, if you may, or distorted arts, that's our term, just taking the ancient knowledge and creating things based on those fundamentals. And since nobody really knows about this stuff anymore, it's no longer important, they miss the play. The play is to create a world inside of our mind. In our minds is the ultimate real estate. To get space in your mind to build their projector and creations, because it's a point-to-point system. Once you start thinking like them, you project that on somebody else, that person, and then it confirms. So that's like it's a light system. I confirm to you that this exists because I believe it exists. And because I believe it exists, I confirm to another that is also linked to me that it exists. So this is how worlds are created. So that says a lot, though. I won't say right now we'll be able to convince everybody that the virus does not exist. The adept knows that that's folly to try to believe that you could change the masses' mind. But we're talking about your mind. We just need to give you the keys and the fundamentals to how to create the new world inside of your mind. This is why they wanted the new world order and blah, 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 blah. And they just deluge everybody with that. That's what a deluge is. It's not a water thing. The deluge was not of water. It was information. There would be so much information that would come out. People would just get deluge. That's the deluge from this time. So now when we say a new world order, that now is hinted at something external to be a construct that they want to set up outside with the governments where they want to hinder everyone. But in the ancient tradition, a new world order would be you coming from your Cossacks all the way to the front door of your own pineal gland, not knocking on the door, hell, kicking in the door and taking what was on the throne and slamming it down back to its place. Okay, let's look again. Because all the classic mythos already contain this, but our ancestors encrypted this in forms of art. And that way we would stare at the art for a long time in our mind's eye, and then we would see the truth. So on the left, you see this ram-headed being. And his head is on the back of another being. Now, I've watched many occultists try to decipher this, and it's a mess. This is very simple. Do you see inside of the brain, again, in the superior brachium, you will see something that looks like horns. This is the chauffeur. This is basically the ancient laws, which is that there is the serpents. I believe that's the serum. And then there is, let's say, the bovids. This is basically the rams and the serpents. That is the genetics that is being used to create human being 3.0.
Man versus machine, Terminator 2. They made movies like The Matrix to awaken you. Everybody got a choice, pick red or blue. Whatever you do, just make sure it don't only better you. Love you first, get yourself out of hole and teach people how to do the same thing. What they sold, digging deep into the pit of my chest. I found gold and blood diamonds from Africa that can never be sold. They sell it to us, but we the ones that they stole it from. Got us staring down the
idea of Europe bringing civilization to the Americas simply flips truth on its head. This is what European explorers actually found in North America.
Far and away the most beautiful city on earth. 5 times the size of London or Rome. Great towers and buildings rising from the water. 60,000 gleaming houses, and how spacious and how well built they were. Of beautiful stonework and cedar wood, and the wood of other sweet-scented trees. The many streets and boulevards of the city were so neat and well swept, despite the multitude of inhabitants, crisscrossed with a complex network of canals, like an enormous Venice, but also remarkable floating gardens that reminded of nowhere else on Earth.
While Europe was drinking water from its polluted city rivers, huge aqueducts transported America's water from fresh springs.
But what impressed most were the special merchant areas, where timber and tiles and other building materials were bought and sold.
Call them, tell them you'll be home real late and sing the break, I got that good love, girl, you didn't know. that good love, girl, you didn't know. Call him, tell him you'll be home real late and sing the break, I got that good love, girl, you didn't know. I got that good love, girl, you didn't know. Call him, tell him you'll be home real late and sing the break, I got that good love, girl, you didn't know. I got that good love.
When it's real, feeling's hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. Thinking of the day when you went away. What a life to take, what a bond to break. I'll be missing you.
It's kinda hard with you not around. Know you in heaven smiling down, watching us while we pray for you. Every day we pray for you, till the day we meet again. In my heart is where I keep you, friend. Memories give me the strength I need to proceed.
This is it, money.
Your meaningless squabble?
Meaningless, huh? What do you know of meaningless? Spend most of your life ruled by another. Watch your race dwindle to a handful. And then tell me what has more meaning than your own strength. Me, a warrior elite. In my fingertips, I hold the power to destroy entire worlds. I am a Saiyan of royal blood, the last of my kind. And on my shoulders rests the glory of an extinct warrior race. Whole civilizations once trembled at the sound of my name.
I lived my entire life waiting for this moment. I trained, I lied, I killed, just to get here. I killed in America, Afghanistan, Iraq. I took life from my own brothers and sisters right here on this continent. And all this death, just so I could kill you. It's about 2 billion people all over the world that looks like us, but their lives are a lot harder. Wakanda has the tools to liberate them all. And what tools are those? Vibranium. Your weapons. Our weapons will not be used to wage war on the world. It is not our way to be judge, jury, and executioner for people who are not our own. Not your own. You know where I'm from. When black folks started revolutions, they never had the firepower or the resources to fight their oppressors. We're going to send vibranium weapons out to our war dogs. They'll arm oppressed people all over the world so they can finally rise up and kill those in power and their children and anyone else who takes their side.
Well, naturally, I'd expect nothing less from that monkey. I can easily shatter through the power ceiling of that monkey race. Sorrow and rage, but this time when the mad monkey comes charging, I'll be ready for him. He's a spitting image of Goku, poor thing. He's clearly that monkey's offspring. The creatures start procreating left and right. It's a damn springtime for monkeys.
As well as renaming the planet from Planet Plant to planet Vegeta.
All of the feelings you're not showing when your river's overflowing. Is it true? Swear to you, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do. And all that you are, I do.
The religion of all the people of Asia can be traced directly to the Africans of Asia. The original inhabitants of Southeast Asia was called the Mons, an African tribe. In order to confirm what these people look like, you have to go to the archaeological finds from Davarati, a French archaeological research finding confirming the original inhabitants. There's no depictions preceding these of the original inhabitants of Southeast Asia, the people, the descendants of Sambo, the Asiatic black man. The 7 serpents, or 7 rays, or the negas surrounding his head represent the cosmic forces that afford him protection. He is a divine representation of cosmic forces, and those 7 serpents represent his divine mission. He does not come of his own. He's a manifestation of the cosmos. The serpents, or the nega, represent cosmic force. This book, called The Gods of Northern Buddhism, we find a name, the Asian name of the supreme deity of the universe. His name is Sambo. They say when nothing else was, Sambo was the name of the God of the universe to the people of Asia. And there are many places that carry this name. This is a depiction of Sambo. This is not an African statue. This is from Asia. And many places in Asia are called Sambo Judasia, the land of the descendants of Sambo. Various spellings of the word and the name Sambo can be found throughout Asia. Negas, the divine people of Buddhism. This is a 2nd century depiction of Gautama the Buddha being given his first bath by the divine people of Buddhism called Negas, a tribe in Asia called Negas, the divine.
If you look at a map of North America looks like a turtle. Mexico down to Panama is the tail. Florida is one back leg. Baja California is the other back leg. The front leg is Alaska, and the other front leg is up near Labrador.
But even if a turtle in the story is only referring to the shape of North America, that's just as incredible. Because how would ancient Native Americans have had any idea about the shape of the continent unless they could see it from space?
Are you Mola? The ancient one?
spoken to anyone else for thousands of years. So we started talking to ourselves.
Help me, Mauler. Do you recognize this?
Well, we haven't seen the Orin in a long time. We don't even care whether or not we care. Oh, we're allergic to you.
Good day in my mind, safe to take a step out, get some air now, let your edge out, to some iceberg, you'll be.
The ancient teaching, the ultimate secret from the East, how to properly meditate, how to access pure consciousness. You must develop a strong eye where you can do this. This is meditation, folks. This is the secret, or this is this truth that they have been hiding from you. This is meditation. By me focusing, I am now connecting with that pure consciousness, that higher intelligence in my body. That intelligence those or people call God. This is how you meditate. Instead of envisioning colors, you should focus on this center and breathe. Also, connect your tongue to the roof, and this is the true meditation.
Explore our knee chakras. Guys, because of shoes, our toes are closed. So this is something that I want y'all to start doing. I want y'all to get in the habit of toe balancing on your toes. As you can see, most of my body weight is being on my toes. And here, this area of my toes that is touching the ground is holographically connected to the head. My brain is getting stimulated by being in this position. My lungs is being stimulated, my heart, and so forth. Guys, I suggest that we start to meditate in this position. This position opens the hips.
Before the destruction of our angelic realm, life was a lot different. In other words, magical. Deep down in your souls lies long lost memories of what planet Kai used to look like.
The process that everything that you read in these books, that you admire about the gods in the heaven and the gods in the universe, you must understand that that is nobody but you at this particular time.
Nah, I don't play with these, never play with it. Though I keep a K with it, it's like a valley, waving it, all my hips on the loose. Ain't no taming up. Step in the game and start changing it. Spin through your block, Tetris, bend it. All the outs for a shot, back 'em. If I do got the deck 'em. Got some brand new chops, test 'em. It's out in the spot, there you go, over there chillin' with his. Put him out, where he at? Jerry's gon' give the assist. 6 shots, clip him. I bet I empty the clip. Password or A, but everybody know I'm armed and dangerous. Ain't no pocket at the like, nah, ain't no stain in us. Keep it with us. Please don't play with us. Nah, we up and aiming up. I'm in the Bugatti race.
I believe comics are our last link to an ancient way of passing on history. The Egyptians drew on walls. Countries all over the world still pass on knowledge through pictorial forms. I believe comics are a form of history that someone somewhere felt or experienced. Then, of course, those experiences and that history got chewed up in the commercial machine, got jazzed up, made titillate.
This video is for educational purposes only. This is not hate speech.
Your nationality is American Negro. Yes.
No.
Your now look, don't play with me. You're a Negro.
No.
I am.
No.
Suppose I threatened to beat you, what would you say? Aren't you a Negro now?
No.
What are you?
I'm black and beautiful.
What is your nationality?
My nationality is Afro-American.
Suppose I had some money in my pocket. Suppose I gave you $1 to say that you're an American Negro. This is money now. Money talks. Money talks. This $1. And if you don't say it, you don't get it. You're an American Negro, aren't you?
No.
You won't have any money. You know you need money, don't you?
Yeah.
You need money to live, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. All you have to say, Leon, is that you're an American Negro. Aren't you an American Negro?
Let me tell you about black history. We are the original man. The first men on earth were black. They ruled, and there wasn't a white face anywhere. But they teach us that we lived in caves and swung from trees. That's a lie. Black men never did that. We were a race of kings when the white man crawled around on all fours over the hills of Europe. Do they know who they are? Do you know where you came from? What's your name?
Malcolm Little.
No. That's the name of the slave masters who own your family. You don't even know who you are. You're nothing. Less than nothing. Who are you?
Look, hey, shit. Alright, I ain't Malcolm Little, I ain't Red. I damn sure ain't Satan.
That's right. So who are you?
You are not the minority. This is your shit. You made this, you made this, you made this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. You made this, you made this, you made this, and 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 this. You made that, you made that, them two, that two, that three, that four. You made that, you made that, you made that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. You made that, not this, not this, and not.
The real world tree takes root in magma, grows out of a mountain, and is taller than anything you've ever seen. As a matter of fact, it reaches out of the atmosphere. In short, it's outside of this world.
Outside of this world?
The world that we know is nothing but a small part of a much bigger world. A chosen few, from select times and places, left records of their travels to the other side. Get it? The thing that I want is always the same. It's always something that I don't have.
I hear the stories of the mother tree that reaches into space and somehow was destroyed. But what if it was more than just that one tree? You are a giant. Wouldn't this look like a tree stump to you? How about this? Oh yes, it was more than one. There was a forest of them. Now you and I are giants, and we come back to this planet 1,000 years after we cut their giant trees. The tiny humans even created cities on some of these stumps, totally unaware that they are just mites on a stump in someone's backyard. The trees on this stump is like the giant's equivalent to moss, right? Remember, this is a fantasy. I don't think this is what happened. Just ride with me. We decided to take a stroll around the planet for old time's sake and look at what used to be trees. Doesn't it look like a tree stump that was mutilated by an axe? I mean, look at the slash marks in it. So I'm looking at this thinking, if they had axes to cut these giant trees, that they would need some type of metal. Where would they get the material to make the metal for the axe? So I'm assuming they had to dig a quarry, and the biggest quarry I know, I'm assuming it's a quarry after hearing stories, is from the Grand Canyon. How crazy is that? I'm looking at this tree, I'm thinking the Grand Canyon, and it is in the Grand Canyon. Yo, the Grand Canyon was a forest of giant trees. This was after the trees was cut and petrified. Now we seeing why they finding evidence of Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon. They was digging in there, or I'm assuming that they was the one digging in there, but what were they digging for? Look at this. Look at all of this. All that chewing. All this chewing is not the whole Grand Canyon, just some parts of it. What was they chewing for? What did they use? Metal or lasers? Lasers should be easy. I just look for holes in the Grand Canyon. Maybe they made a mistake because the giants may have had spacecraft that was so large that they couldn't land on the planet. So they used the trees to climb up and down to get into their spaceship. And somehow somebody was helping the humans on the Earth by cutting these trees down to stop the giants from coming down to Earth. And the giants that was left behind that couldn't get back to the ship died here because those trees may have been bearing fruits what the giants could eat. And it also being that tall and that many trees, the atmosphere was much larger, the oxygen was higher. So if they cut down the trees, the giants was eventually slowly suffocating like they're trying to do us now by burning down the forest. And they didn't have nothing to eat, which is why they started eating the humans, eating each other, and possibly eating the dinosaurs. Another theory, the pesky humans kept climbing the trees, jumping into the ships, fucking up shit. So the giants chopped it down to keep humans from climbing up, which is why we had the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. The common theme of Jack and the Beanstalk, besides the giant trees, is that the giants lived in the sky. They may have been living in the trees were so large they could probably build tree houses, or they was in a ship. Either way, who told Jack to go up there and start fucking with the giants? The giants got tired of this shit and cut the trees down to keep the humans from getting up there. That's one theory. That's another theory. Or my final theory. Something came down, chopped these trees down so they could terraform the planet and change the planet's frequency. Either way, giants were still in the picture. But the burning question I still have is, where is all that wood?
What they're doing is they're getting you slowly but surely away from the first technologies and the mindset and the motherboard that you are, that has all the information in there. They're getting you accustomed to becoming accustomed and dependent on technology. They're not teaching you that you are the technology that they're mimicking. And they keep mimicking melanin by putting on these exoskeletons and getting you all fascinated with these movies where these people are putting on exoskeletons that makes them more powerful. What do you think the exoskeleton is representative of? It makes us supermen, superwomen. They know that. So the whole thing is, this whole technology today is to enhance a recessive creature. Okay?
Jesus Christ, we're gonna be here day and night till they get this right. Oh, one, company, halt, about face. You are ugly Mexican, African fucking whores. You are ugly Mexican, African fucking whores. Gonna work on this day and night, gentlemen. Forward at the half step. March. 1. You half-wit black bastard. Did you truly cut your balls off at birth? I'm gonna work on you, you bastard, till I get you broken. Company! Halt! For God's sake, man, do you not know your right from your left? No, sir. How many here do not know right from left? Jesus. This is your front. This is your rear. This is your right. And this. Now you're learning, boyo.